Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and welcome back to yet another Tampa Bay Buccaneers Roundup. Sorry this is a couple of days late. I have been pretty sick throughout this past week, so my apologies for that. But we are back here talking about some more Buccaneers football. Very excited to dive right into it. And today's topic is yet another poll that was brought up recently here on the channel that asked the question, what is your biggest concern with the Buccaneers heading into 2023? Now, the four answers that were on this poll are the following: the coaching staff, the inexperience of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the pass rush, and the offensive line. Now, 1.7 thousand people voted in this poll. Thank you guys so much to everybody who did vote in the poll. And we're going to go from the lowest voted answer to the highest voted answer. And the lowest voted answer was the pass rush, with only 11% of the vote. And folks, that's understandable to see why, right? You look at the Buccaneers pass rush right now, you've still got some good pieces there. You have Devin White, who hopefully he does play the whole season. He should be a guy that should still be pretty consistent, should be a guy that can really just continue to get after the quarterback the way he is used in this Todd Bowles defense. After that, you've got Shaq Barrett. And look, I know Shaq Barrett has gone through so much, both on and off of the football field. It has been, such a tragic journey to watch here for Shaq Barrett. But how will he look coming back from that Achilles injury that he had sustained halfway through last year? That is going to be something worth paying attention to as well. You have Joe Tryon-Shoyinka going into a pretty critical year, in my opinion. And JTS has been a guy where he has been able to get after the quarterback, but has not been able to finish the play and get his sack numbers up. Will that change this upcoming year? We're going to have to wait and see. I think that is something that they are really going to focus on, the Buccaneers coaching staff, this upcoming season. You have Anthony Nelson, who was signed on to a new deal. They gave him a good chunk of money, 5 years, or I guess not 5 years, sorry. I believe it's 3 years, 15 million, something along those lines, 5 million per year. That's a healthy chunk of change for your third pass rusher. So Anthony Nelson, has definitely earned a payday, and he's definitely going to be a big part of this Bucs defense moving forward. And it's going to be interesting to see how he does. He's also been a guy where he really has shown flashes of lots of potential as a pass rusher, but, he's been earning more and more opportunities going forward, and it's going to be interesting to see if he can keep that consistency up. Gone is Carl Nassib, but some new pieces are coming in. First round draft pick Kalijah Kancey. You also have Yaya Diaby, the third round draft pick of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the defensive line. You lost Akeem Hicks. Will Golston is still not a part of the team right now, but you still have Vita Vea there. You do have Kalijah Kancey, like I mentioned. You have Logan Hall coming into his second year. There's some obviously big expectations with him. The front seven looks younger and, definitely faster in terms of pass rushing ability. So it's going to be interesting to see if the Buccaneers, all these guys that definitely have a lot to prove, can come together and really showcase some good chemistry and good ability. Because if they do, the Buccaneers front seven is going to be pretty good for a long while. And I think it also goes to show the amount of investment the Buccaneers have made, right? Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, former first round pick. Kalijah Kancey, first round pick. Logan Hall, second round pick. Anthony Nelson, fourth round pick. Yaya Diaby, third round pick. Logan Hall, second round pick. Like, there's all these different guys. Devin White, first round pick. Like, the Bucs have invested a lot in their front seven that I don't think has really been highlighted enough by some people. And will it result in some more pass rush for the Buccaneers for the foreseeable future? We will have to wait and see. But that was the lowest voted thing there in terms of fans and what they are concerned with the Buccaneers going into this upcoming season. Now, whenever you take a look at the second lowest voted poll answer there, that's where it gets interesting there, because you have inexperience with 16%. And I think that this is a fair answer. Honestly, I think that it probably could have been the lowest answer, because you have some guys who've been getting a lot of different snaps. All the guys that I just mentioned, by the way, on the defensive side, they have 1 or 2 years worth of experience. They were still getting some pretty healthy snaps. The only guys that you really could say are lacking big chunks of experience are maybe a guy like Rachaad White. Kyle Trask obviously has a lot of inexperience. We've been talking about the quarterback situation, at length. But in terms of new starters or guys who haven't been in the league that long, the Bucs don't really have a ton of guys like that who are in very big roles on the team right now. Along the offensive line, you've got a lot of guys who've been getting some snaps. Luke Gedeke, I would say, is the most inexperienced guy going into year number 2, but everybody else is pretty much a seasoned vet at this point. The wide receiver room, I guess you could say, besides some of your veterans like Evans, Godwin, Gage, and David Moore, you have some inexperience there for sure, at least at the wide receiver position. Cornerback room has got some pretty good experience in Dean and Davis, although after that, you do have a guy in Zion McCollum, who did play last year, but is still going into his second year. Ryan Neal, Antoine Winfield Jr. at your starting safeties, although the backups, really, a lot of it has to do with backups having an experience, right? This team could use more influx of veterans at certain groups. Like tight end is a big room that, the veterans in that room are Cade Otton and Ko Keefe, only going into year 2 right now. So, that is a room where you could say, whoa, there's some inexperience there, but still, still playing a full year in the NFL, I think goes a long way for some of these guys, right? And Cade Otton and Ko Keefe got some good snaps. So, there aren't any guys who are going in completely green, right? They've never played in the NFL before, and now they're going to have to start right away for the Bucs. Besides, Kalijah Kancey, Yaya Diaby, but those guys are still going to be in rotations with some guys who have already been in the NFL for at least a year. So, it is a thing. It is certainly there. Maybe they will add some veterans here or there, but overall, there aren't a ton of guys with, absolutely no experience in the NFL in big roles right away. So inexperience being only 16%, yeah, seems like a reasonable number to me. The second highest voted answer was the offensive line at 19%. And that's something we just kind of talked about right now. And look, point blank, folks, the Buccaneers are gambling on their offensive line. Okay, Tristan Wirfs moving over to left tackle. How is that going to go? We have no idea. A new starting left guard in Matt Filer. Ryan Jensen returning from a very serious injury. How is he going to look? We have no idea. Cody Mauch, yes, inexperienced there at right guard. Can't believe I forgot about Cody Mauch. But Cody Mauch coming in as a rookie. How is he going to look at right guard? We have no idea. But you also have Robert Hainsey there competing as well. Aaron Stinney will also be there. You got some veterans who can certainly compete for a right guard spot. I wouldn't say it's a guarantee that Cody Mauch is the starting right guard just yet. But I know a big one a lot of people are worried about is Luke Gedeke over at right tackle. How the heck is that going to look? He looked fine in his final game whenever he played over there with against the Atlanta Falcons, I guess I should say. And now they've decided that they feel comfortable enough moving forward with Luke Gedeke at right tackle while they move Tristan Wirfs over to left tackle. So a big gamble on the offensive line, right? If it does work out, this is going to be one of the better offensive lines in football, right? You're going to have Tristan Wirfs there, and if he ends up being just as good at left tackle as he is at right tackle, dude's going to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer for his entire career. Literally no question about that. He's going to retire a Buck, and he's probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. He already has developed a great resume, would get even better at left tackle. But again, it's a big risk. If Luke Gedeke works out at right tackle, if Cody Mauch works out at right guard, you've got a good offensive line for the next couple of years because you're going to have Robert Hainsey, you're going to have Cody Mauch, you're going to have Luke Gedeke, you're going to have Tristan Wirfs. That's a very good young offensive line, which, by the way, the Bucs have also invested a lot of draft picks in this offensive line. Tristan Wirfs, former first rounder. Robert Hainsey, former third rounder. Cody Mauch, Luke Gedeke, second round picks. The Bucs have invested a lot in this offensive line, and now it may finally start to come to fruition if these gambles do work out. So yeah, I completely understand why people are concerned about the offensive line because there's a lot of gambling there. And if it does work out, hey, more power to them. Great wager, and it went really well. If it doesn't work out, there's going to be a lot more question marks along that offensive line, not just this upcoming season, but for the foreseeable future as well. Finally, the far and above number one thing that most people are concerned about going into the upcoming 2023 season was the coaching staff, with 55% of the vote, people. Wow. And that is definitely, something that I think was understandable, right? I think that was understandable because take a look at this coaching staff. Not a lot of people have been enjoying what they've seen from Todd Bowles and his coaching staff. And I will say this. Right now as it stands, Todd Bowles and his defensive coaching staff, they can still put together a good defense. I'm not going to knock that on Todd Bowles, right? I think that they can still put together a very strong defense and can still get, a good amount out of their players on the defensive side of the ball, right? I think some of the biggest concern comes with Bowles and his coaching philosophy, his decision making as a coach, but also some of the risks with the offense, right? Dave Canales, first time offensive coordinator. How the heck is he going to do? We have no idea, right? He has shown great energy on the field, off the field, in press conferences. He's looked great, right? But he's never called a play in the NFL. That is yet again another very big risk by Todd Bowles as a head coach. And I guess that also goes to show the amount of faith that he has in Dave Canales as a potential offensive coordinator. And look, the pieces are there for Canales to succeed as an OC, right? He's coming from a great system, a great coaching tree from Pete Carroll, and the offensive system that he is implementing, if it is similar to systems like the LA Rams and like the Seattle Seahawks, that system can work. And it is a system that is very quarterback friendly, that is just very offensive friendly in general. San Francisco 49ers are another team that come to mind, right? But it's still a pretty big gamble. And I think that people are definitely very wary of Bowles and what they've seen from last year as his time as a head coach, what they saw as his tenure in the New York Jets came to an end as he was a head coach there in terms of the decision making and just the just not good play period. So yeah, the track record isn't great for Bowles, right? I understand that, but the pieces are there for him to have some success if, again, these gambles do pay off. If bringing in first-time offensive coordinator Dave Canales works out, I think the offense can definitely be a complement to the defense. And I think that this is going to be a team that wins or loses with their defense, right? That's Todd Bowles' calling card. But we'll have to see in terms of his decision-making, in terms of his coaching decisions and whatnot, how far this team can go. And it's something that a lot of people are certainly worried about. But folks, that's it for this roundup. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below about everything that we talked about in this video. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. What are you most worried about with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Let me know. Is it the quarterbacks? That would have been probably the number one on this list, by the way, but we decided to not go with that because, we want to give a break talking about the quarterbacks, but I'm sure a lot of people are worried about the quarterbacks. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear them. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope y'all enjoyed. And as always, folks, we'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.